Mark Harmon's final scene as Gibbs in the first series is redeemed in the television show NCIS, Origins. It was Mark Harmon's farewell scene on NCIS that was redeemed by NCIS, Origins. Gibbs went fly fishing with Timothy McGee, who was played by Sean Murray, during the final moments of Danny Harmon's time on NCIS. As a result of a case, the leading members of the National Crime Intelligence Service were located at Naktok Bay, Alaska. Nevertheless, the breadth of the character's experience at that time was not fully comprehended until NCIS. Origins elaborated on a significant aspect of Gibbs' history. In the cast of NCIS, Origins, Austin Stahl takes on the role of Gibbs, which was originally positioned in 1991 when Gibbs began working at NIS. Gibbs assisted in the removal of Sonova Industries, another company whose copper mining project threatened to contaminate the area, in the final case that Harmon worked on for NCIS. The case was extremely important for Mark Harmon's departure from NCIS. It should be noted, however, that Gibbs' passion for fishing was never fully explored in the first series. This new information explains the sense of serenity that Gibbs experienced when he made the decision to resign from the Marine Corps, and it is eventually explained in NCIS, Origins, what the hobby truly means to the actor. It was first difficult to understand what was going on, as evidenced by McGee's initial line of inquiry, but suddenly everything makes perfect sense. As a result, the narrative of NCIS, Origins, continues to complete the circle of Gibbs' experiences. In the 5th episode of NCIS, Origins, Gibbs becomes aware of the significance of fishing to him. In the episode, Mike Franks, played by Kyle Schmid, and his team are working on a case that causes Gibbs to experience an emotional response. In the middle of the desert, Gibbs and Lala Dominguez, played by Mariel Molino, are engaged in a delicate operation. Upon the arrival of a truck carrying 2 lading guys, Gibbs increases the level of frustration that Lala is experiencing in the situation. Until one of the civilians swiftly goes inside the glove box, Lala is conversing with them in Spanish. This prompts Gibbs to point his gun at them while demanding that they evacuate the truck. Lala is able to speak Spanish. During their conversation, Gibbs shares a story from his childhood with Lala. He explains that when he was younger, he had a dog that was killed by an automobile, and the loss of his dog prompted him to become angry. Gibbs is informed by Lala that she is obligated to report the incident to Mike, particularly in view of the fact that Gibbs' psychological evaluation to join NIS was unsuccessful. After they have resolved their first disagreement, Gibbs shares a story from his childhood with Lala. He explains that when he was younger, he had a dog that was killed by a car, and the death of his dog prompted him to become angry. Gibbs' father taught him how to fish, which was beneficial to him because it helped him clear his mind. The past of Gibbs, which was presented in NCIS, Origins, enables Lala to comprehend that fishing is the means by which Gibbs maintains his equilibrium, but that he has not been fishing in a considerable amount of time due to the trauma that he is currently enduring. The final sequence of NCIS that Harmon appeared in was initially a bit of a strange shot. In waders that were designed for fishing, McGee and Gibbs were standing knee-deep in the water. The spontaneous explanation that Gibbs began to provide was that his father had taught him how to fish. He cited his father's words, which were as follows: "If you want to learn something new about yourself, put on waders." The few phrases include the only explanation that Gibbs provides for his passion for fishing. However, NCIS, Origins, provides a more in-depth analysis of the significance of Harmon's final scene. After hearing Stowell's Gibbs explain that fishing helps him process, we now know that Gibbs is remaining in Alaska in order to recover from his injuries.